Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Wayland Gym on the beautiful campus of Fort Lewis College here in Durango, Colorado. My name is Jim Graham. I'm joined here tonight by Catherine Summerall, and we're going to be providing you the play-by-play and some additional color commentary as this match progresses between Fort Lewis College Skyhawks and the Western New Mexico, what are the Western New Mexico players? Do we know?
Mustangs.
What are they?
They're the Mustangs.
They're the Mustangs. Anyway, that match is going to be starting at the top of the hour. We're going to come back after a few moments from our from IDTV. We're going to go through a commercial break here, and we'll be back for the start of our match and the introductions.
It's full steam ahead at the Durango and Silverton Narrow Gauge Railroad. Enjoy a historic trip through southwest Colorado's rich scenery with daily train excursions through the spectacular San Juan Mountains. See the world-famous 400-foot drop at the High Line. Relax as you chug along the Upper Animas River and spend an afternoon in the historic mining town of Silverton. Stop by the depot or call 247-2733. Get more information on our website at durangotrain.com.
Hello, I'm Jim Graham with IDTV Channel 15, and I'm here with Kelly Riffolato, head coach of the Fort Lewis College women's volleyball team. Hello, Kelly.
Wow.
Good to see you again.
Good to see you, Jim.
Good win the other evening.
Excellent. We definitely have put ourselves headed in the right direction.
I think so. It was a bit of a slow start. I know that you only had about 15 days prior to the start of the season when you were announced the head coach, or the new head coach of the women's Skyhawks. How's it been since then? I know it was a bit of a rocky start. Tell us about that.
First 2 weekends, we had a very difficult schedule. 6 of the 8 opponents were ranked in the top 25, which I think, now looking back on it, was a good challenge for our girls. But I think early on in the season, the actual league season, we had a couple of conference, what I call hiccups, not knowing kind of where we fit in the scheme of things, and not able to finish a couple of matches, and kind of, just have gotten better since then. Terrific,
terrific. As I mentioned, a good win the other evening. You've got a good team coming in this evening, the Western New Mexico squad. You played them once before. How did that match go?
We ended up losing in 3 down in Silver City. Definitely a quality, I would say mature group. They have a lot of kids that hit very high percentage, don't make a lot of unforced errors, and I think that's why you find them in the second place right now in the conference.
Well, terrific. What adjustments have you made going into tonight's action that you think will put you in a better position for a better finish than the first go around with that?
Well, we've worked on a little different blocking schemes because they do a few things differently offensively. So we'll see how that works tonight. But I do feel like our defense overall is 10 times stronger than it was at the beginning of the year. I think the kids have bought in. We talked about them being disciplined and playing their positions and knowing their assignments.
Gets down to that, the basics, pass, set, hit, play your positions, be responsible. How's things looking forward from here? I know that you've got a couple of matches next weekend. How are you situated right now for the end of the season finish and possibly being in the season-ending tournament?
Definitely control our own destiny, which is kind of nice at this point that we're playing strong. And we just need to find a way to win these matches, these last 3 matches. And the nice thing is that we're finally at home, so that these matches are in front of our own crowd and not. We've been on the road 4 weekends. We weren't out of the entire season, so it's been a long road season, and we're just happy to be back at home.
Clearly, they are flying you to these away matches, right? So you're well rested.
Yeah.
Anyway, we wish you very good luck tonight. Give the team a big hello and good luck from me. And thanks for joining us in this pregame interview.
Well, thanks for having me.
Catherine Summerall for this exciting match tonight in the RMAC Conference, featuring the Skyhawks from Fort Lewis College and the Mustangs from Western New Mexico. The young lady singing is a 7th grader, a local gal, so we'll let her finish off here, but to say that pretty good crowd tonight, don't you think, Catherine?
For a game, Saturday night game, it's good. It's good to hear the community and come in with the 7th grader singing the song, and she's doing a great job.
Nicely done. The Western New Mexico Mustangs were in Mesa last evening in Grand Junction. One up there in 4. Mesa's had a tough weekend. They dropped from 2nd in the conference with their loss to us here Tuesday night.
Yeah, and that was a great game. I don't know if you were.
Yes, I was. Terrific match, 5 sets, 15-10 in the final set. The local gals seem to be coming again. We're ready to start with the introductions here. We're going to introduce those Mustangs first. The starters for them this evening will be number 2, Angela Pula, who, by the way, on their stat sheet is a leader in practically every stat. 5'9", or 5'7" from Long Beach, California. Next we have Ria Felicili, an outside senior. Both those young ladies are seniors. He's also from Long Beach, California. Number 7 will start in for them, Shannon Rich, a freshman, middle blocker, 6'4" from Folsom, California. Bobby Bayer, a senior, number 9, another outside hitter at 5'9" from Granby, Colorado. Number 10 will also be Alyssa Mahek, senior, 5'7", as a setter. And number 13, Cassie Kagawa, is a senior from Hilo, Hawaii. A lot of Pacific Islanders on this group.
Which is interesting to see, and they play really scrappy, good volleyball. So
they do.
From a defensive standpoint, it'll be a fun match to watch.
Yeah, they are 6 seniors, which is the strength of their team. A lot of leadership in the locker room, and a couple of freshmen they're integrating in this year. The starting 6 for the Fort Lewis this evening will be Jenna Kenzer at number 3. She's a senior, libero, 5'9". She's from Colorado Springs. Number 5 is Heather Danny, a junior, 5'9" from Albuquerque, New Mexico. She's an outside, sometimes setter. From 7, Stephanie Sanka, a junior, a right side player, 6 foot from Castle Rock, Colorado. Number 8, Maddie Bickel will be playing in the middle, a freshman, 6 foot from Chandler, Arizona. And then we have Kennedy Clark will come in as a defensive specialist. Also we have Kristen Stefan, a senior middle blocker, 6 foot from Phoenix, Arizona. And finally, number 12, Ashley Wells, a junior outside hitter, 5'11" from Grand Junction. So should be an exciting match, and we're just about ready to go here. Any comments that you have? What would a coach be telling them, or what are those girls when they huddle like this? What are they talking about?
Well, what you can say on the air and what they actually say might be a little different, but they're just pumping themselves up and kind of getting their headset, getting their mindset ready for the game.
Focusing, focusing on the task at hand. The local club, the Skyhawks, are in a pretty good position right now. They're sitting 7th in the conference after Mesa's drop yesterday, or their win against Mesa, and to maintain a spot to enter into the RMAC tournament at the conclusion of the regular season, they need to win a couple of these next matches, and tonight would be a good start. They played these guys very tough. A 3-1 loss at New Mexico down in Arizona, or I beg your pardon, Western New Mexico.
Right.
The first go around. A lot of improvement in this game, in this team, and we'll talk about that as we get going.
Absolutely.
The Mustangs have gotten their serve. We've got, looks like number, what do we got down there? That number
looks to be maybe a number 11.
Number 11 is going to be serving, and that would be, and we didn't call her name.
Yeah.
Kirsa Sakiyama. And first play of the day, we've got
There's an overset, hit or miss communication potentially between that.
There you go.
Our right side.
Kira once again serving.
It's a great pass by Kennedy. She really is a good asset to our defense.
Local gal, mother was a terrific player, played at NAU actually. We got a cross-court spike by Ashley Wells there. A little open court, cross-court.
She's a good leader for this team as well. Offensively, she has some great games and great potential. I think she's a junior, and she still has a lot of room to improve and contribute to the conference.
Service long on by Kristen Steffen on the first. We still are sitting at the Mustangs serving 2-1. Sorry, I missed the number once again.
Yeah, no, that's okay. So
this is number 18, or beg your pardon, number 10 for the Mustangs is serving. That would be Alicia Mehak. Served an ace first one. Let's see what we have here. Tip.
as I said, this team's going to be pretty scrappy.
Well, they play very well together. In talking to Coach Riffalato prior to the set tonight, or the match tonight, they're not very fancy, but they know where they're supposed to be. They play a disciplined defense. They'll come up with a lot of balls. We have a substitution now. We have Stephanie Sanka out.
Lindsay, who's going to be playing her defensive role in the back row.
Lindsay Gallegos serving. Deep serve. And to Pulu, who is their stud. She is a senior from Long Beach, California. A number of the players on the Mustangs team are Pacific Islanders. And we have back at the service line for the Mustangs right now.
Number two.
Number 2 would be Angela Pulu. Or Angelina Pulu, excuse me.
That was a great
We have a
defensive
net
out by
violation.
Lindsay Gallegos.
Yeah, nice pickup, but for not, we have a middle blocker in the net. The net calls, by the way, have changed rather dramatically in the last 2 or 3 years. You can touch pretty much everywhere on the net now except at the top 4 inches, where you have the attacker, they hit their hand on the top of the net, it's a violation. Blockers cannot have their forearms or hands into the net attempting to block, but everything else seems to be fair game at this point. Side out back to Fort Lewis, serving. 3 serving the guests 5. Nice cross-court swing by number 8.
I think it's going to be key for our defense to play the perimeter of the court throughout this match.
Yeah, the deep hit, the sharp angle. They've got one very tall girl, a girl 6'4", that sits in the middle, but everything else is going to be, as you say, take the deeper angle. Nice dig by the Mustangs. Nice dig by Ashley, I beg your pardon.
Jenna Kinzer.
Jenna.
Who's our libero.
She is a libero. The gals in the mismatched shirts, in other words, Jenna in the white, the libero for the Mustangs in black. They're a rather unique position we'll talk about in a few moments as the Mustangs serve again, leading here 7-3. Some nice defense going on now. Ball. Oh, overset. However, we have a late call by the second official. Follow through on the block, or the spike, and the hitter caught the net. So it comes back to Jenna at the serving line, serving 3-8 early in the first set of this match. Matches are 3 sets, or the best 3 out of 5 sets. The first 4 sets go to 25 points. You have to win by 2. It could go on indefinitely. And if there's a 5th set required, it's a 15-point game, or set as they're calling it now. You must win by 2. They will change sides at 8 points if there's a 5th set required, as Jenna continues to serve. She's a senior.
She is, and she's a true asset to our defense as well. I've seen her come in as a freshman, and as she's progressed through her career, and she's won multiple conference awards, being player of the week and such, and she's a really great volleyball player.
Yes, she is, and she's certainly developed. And you know, for a gal 5'9", most of the libros or liberos, as it's the pronunciation here in the States. They tend to be the shorter, quicker, but Jenna gives nothing away when it comes to the quickness of the speed and reaction time. We have a timeout here. We're going to go to commercial here. We'll be back after a quick moment. Going back, stay tuned now to ID TV, Channel 15, your official channel for Fort Lewis Skyhawks volleyball.
It's
job,
time
Jim.
for rejuvenation
Well,
with luxurious
hard to talk
healing waters,
because there's a lot
breathtaking views, and lavish spa treatments at the Springs Resort and Spa in Pagosa Springs. Stay at the new EcoLux Hotel and enjoy 24-hour access to our 23 unique pools by the river. Indoors, relax in the hotel and enjoy therapeutic services at the spa. It's time for rejuvenation at the Springs Resort and Spa in Pagosa Springs.
Today, Dad's moving in.
Welcome back, folks, to Fort Lewis College for this RMAC, or RMAC women's volleyball matchup between Western New Mexico and your Fort Lewis Skyhawks. Score presently is the visiting team leading presently 9-5, and they are serving at this point. Number 4, the server for the Mustangs. That would be Kyler Amai. She is a serving specialist, defensive specialist, only 5 foot tall, and she's from Kapua, Hawaii. She serves again. Nice set, little back set. Ball is out, however, outside the antenna. Antennas are situated directly above the lines, the sidelines of the court. The ball must pass clearly between those two poles, or those two antennae, to count. If they're hit or outside that, it's a dead ball.
Looks like both teams are a little out of sync right now, tipping the ball. We have who is Heather was back to serve,
Yeah.
who's setting on this team right now. She's a junior. She's a JUCO transfer, meaning
Yes,
that
she
she
is.
went to junior college before coming to the fort.
Right.
And I think that has really served her in her athletic career
Yeah.
as she learns to lead this team.
She's 5'9" from Albuquerque, Heather Danny. Got a net serve. Side out now to the local gang. It's trailing 7-12, and you're right. I think you were absolutely right on. I think both teams are kind of feeling their way along here in this first set. Feeling out each other to see where there might be some things to exploit. Nice block, tandem block by the fort on Pulu. She doesn't hit real sharp angles, and she has a tendency in the scouting report to move in and hit more middle than down line. She doesn't stay outside, and she's very effective with that. But it may be that one of the things that Coach Riffalato was indicating, we're going to really concentrate on blocking this last week in practice to see if they couldn't take away some of her angle coming cross court. Seemed to be effective that time.
We've had some great serve receives so far from our team. Pretty strong serving that's going on from the Mustangs.
Right.
That is definitely a tactic, and a lot of people don't realize that that's very strategic.
Shannon Rich, the young lady we alluded to a few moments ago, at 6'4" from Folsom, California, made that one-on-one block in the moment ago for the visiting Mustangs, who have now a 15-8 lead. The local club has taken 1 timeout. You're allowed 2 timeouts in each set. They're a duration of 1 minute. Well set on the outside. Got a touch by the defensive specialist in the back row. We're a point.
It's going to be really important for us to keep our runs that we allow Western New Mexico down to a minimal, as right now we're under a 6-point lead, and we'll need to keep those side outs pretty quick.
Back set. The big girl in the middle, from Folsom. Ball is out on a tip out of the middle. Good point you make. You want to stay within a point or two as best you can. If a team gets a run of 2 or 3 points, it really very difficult with this what they call rally scoring to make up a whole bunch of different distance.
No, there's some tough calls being made right now. Balls are hitting very close to the line and not going in our favor as of the moment, and it's caused a timeout, I think, from the Skyhawks.
Okay, that's the second timeout called by Coach Riffolato. What, as a former player, tell us what is the coach talking about right now? What would she be discussing with the team?
Well, right now I think that we're making a little. Most of the time, what we want to control is our unforced errors. We want to be able to rally and keep the ball in play and force the other team to make those type of errors that we're currently making. Right now, we have a lot of work to do, being that they're at 17 points. The game does go to 25, so we really need to shut down those rallies and create our own
positive stuff, right? Good point. Most of us, or many of our viewers, that maybe perhaps not played in a collegiate setting for volleyball, and it's always interesting to me when teams go into a huddle. Anyway, back on to the action.
So we have 10 serving from the Mustangs right now.
That would be Alicia and Mayhack.
She's serving a deep floater ball, meaning that there's very little spin on the ball, and it has a tendency to move or float in the air. It's a harder ball to pass.
Well, it's because the trajectory isn't defined by the topspin of the ball. Good point. Ball drops on the floor between two would-be defensive players for Ashley Wells. Side out for the Skyhawks. And we have
Lindsay Gallegos back to serve.
Lindsay Gallegos, there you go. Absolutely. Serving 10-17. Not out of reach. Need a run for sure. Need a couple of blocks. And as I mentioned earlier, the block was one of the things that Kelly was stressing that they worked on quite a bit.
It is an important, really, really vital part of our defense. That way we can, at the front row, we can line up against their offense, as well from the back row, we can line up against what our blockers are doing.
Exactly.
Okay. Right now it's just space where we're going to answer Brandon.
Ball hit outside the antenna once again, out of play.
So the Mustangs are doing really good at getting our team a little frazzled, a little out of system, is what we like to say.
Yep. Well, they're certainly serving consistently. There are no errors at this point. And as we talked earlier, they play a nice game of position on the court. By that I mean they know where they're supposed to be, and they're covering the open areas of the court relatively well.
Oh.
Nice effort by Kinsey and Ashley on the defensive side there. However, the ball falls, and Pulu is back to serve once again for the visiting Mustangs.
What it looks like here as we watch this game is that Western New Mexico is really playing their game at their pace, and that's one thing that we will need to change as we go into this next game, is taking a little bit more control
of the speed
of the game, and instead of reacting, going forward and getting our offense a little bit more involved.
I would venture to say that the slower the game is played, it benefits the Western girls, or the Western New Mexico girls. They look somewhat lethargic, however they're not. They don't get all fired up particularly. They're
pretty
even-keeled, and as I say, they're senior. They've got a group of 6 seniors that have been through the battles before, and they're not surprised by too much. Back row attack by Pulu. Deep hit. Nice pickup. Ashley Wells hitting cross court and down. Nice play. Side out. 11 serving 22. A long stretch, but not impossible.
No, not at all. Just get it. Volleyball is a game of momentum and a game of energy.
Absolutely.
And getting together, putting together some points, we can revamp what we're doing out there on the court pretty easily.
Ashley serving. The big girl in the middle, tipping, sent back onto the Mustang side. Nice dig by Jenna. Ashley hitting out of the back row. Outside the antenna on the attack by the Mustangs. Another point here for the home team. Kelly Rifalato encouraging the girls to keep focused, work hard.
So we have Ashley Wells back at the line. She's going to be serving. A great serve, which is passed fairly well by Western New Mexico.
Nice defensive play as well by Ashley. Nice play.
That is a freshman kill by middle blocker, freshman number 8. She's really come in and made a contribution to this team.
That's Maddie Bickle you're talking about. Maddie is 6 feet and from Chandler, Arizona. Oh, discouraging. I've always been told if you serve deep, somebody's got a chance to play it. If you serve short, hits the net, the point is over.
Service errors, I should say, that we just had. They are momentum killers and tough to swallow sometimes.
We'll let the action speak for itself. Nice rally going on here, the outside. Great defensive play. The setter attempted to take the ball over. A middle blocker, number 12, was not fooled at all. That would be Casey Pilgrim, freshman out of Phoenix, Arizona at 6'1", blocking for the Mustangs there.
So we're on a game point to the Mustangs. And we have a
net
net violation
and point game.
on the Skyhawks. So that's the game of the first match, 25-13. Western New Mexico did take that from us, but hopefully we'll come back here with a little bit more correction and go get them for the second game.
There we go. We will take a quick commercial break and be right back. Stay tuned to ID TV Channel 15, your official channel for Fort Lewis Skyhawks volleyball.
Visit the scenic town of Silverton and take a Jeep tour through the heart of the majestic San Juan Mountains with San Juan Backcountry Tours. Visitors can get behind the wheel and explore the mountain roads on their own, or sit back on guided tours that take you through the rich history of the area, including the ghost town Animas Forks. You can rent a Jeep, ATV, dirt bike, or we can take you on a guided tour in one of our open-top Suburbans. Enjoy the spectacular scenery from 9,000 feet all the way to 13,000 feet in elevation. The San Juans have many scenic routes and four-wheel drive passes to explore, and our experienced staff can provide maps and suggest the best routes to get you where you want to go. We guarantee you a fun and memorable experience. Come explore the historic sights and beautiful scenery of the San Juan Mountains at San Juan Backcountry Tours. The Sporting News Grill at the new Holiday Inn and Suites of Durango is now open for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, featuring a full-service restaurant and bar with 11 HD TVs. It's a great venue for family and sports fanatics alike. The Sporting News Grill. Stop in and let us show you our game face. Inside Durango TV is locally produced by Fast Forward Media.
Welcome back to Fort Lewis College for this RMAC women's volleyball match between Western New Mexico and your Fort Lewis Skyhawks. I'm here with Catherine Summerall. Catherine, you played for the Skyhawks in your career for 3 years. For Shelly Allen, former coach here, tell us, what are you up to these days?
Well, it's actually, I'm still in Durango here. I'm a realtor at Keller Williams Realty. I'm really excited to put my competitive spirit to work in that realm.
Good for you. Good for you. Well, speaking of competitive spirit, we're back on the court here. Fort Lewis has to serve the start of the second set, having lost the first set. They got their work cut out for them now. They need to pull themselves together, stop punching, and start throwing some blows here.
It was a quick match, so looking to take a little bit more control this game, as I imagine what was said over that timeout break.
Right. Well, now we've talked about it a bit. Make the adjustments as best they can. In your analysis, what would they need to be talking about this last between the sets?
Really finishing plays. This team is going to be one that it has a hard time getting that ball to hit the floor on their side. They're very scrappy and like you said before, disciplined team. So making sure that we stay and play through that whole ball to the whistle.
There you go, and they've jumped out once again to a 2-0 lead on a couple of nice cross-court hits. Jenna passing. We got Ashley Wells has one drop for her. And a side out here. Score 1-2. We have number 11 is going to be Kristen Steffen serving for the Skyhawks. She's a 6-foot middle senior on this club. There are only 2 seniors on this group, and a number of freshmen on the home team. 6 seniors on the Western New Mexico side, well, along with 2 freshmen. It's a young team, the Skyhawks, and of course a new coach. Always some adjustments to be made with those players that are holdovers, integrating with new players.
But I think she's really doing a great job. This team has seen a lot of improvement and a lot of growth as they've come now a little bit past the middle of their season, going in towards the end. And
yeah, they're down to the last 3 matches of the season. This is there's 2 more after this, 2 at home next week. They spent a good deal of their first part of their season on the road. They,
the volleyball season goes by so fast.
Nice block by the home team. However, it was out, and a timeout called by Riffalato.
Just seems that those balls that are really close to our perimeter of the court are just not falling in our favor right now. And we're off to a 6-1 lead with Western New Mexico. I think it's just really a matter of slowing them down and starting to play our game a little bit more.
Well, one of the things I think that happens as a competitor, you push a little bit, you start to. What you need to do is fall back onto that's gotten you to where you are. And the success that the local team has been enjoying the second half of this season has been with growth and staying together and not getting out of whack too much. And today they seem to be a little out of joint, out of whack.
When you play a team that right now Western New Mexico is ranked 2nd in the conference, you have to realize that they're going to get their good share of hits, but the goal is to minimize those and come back with attacks and points as a team from the Skyhawks.
Exactly. Coming back out of the timeout, we've got the Mustangs serving once again. That's Pulu at the serving line. They're statistical leader in almost every category for the visitors.
Great defense from the Skyhawks, being as scrappy as what we need to do. And a block from number 8 with our freshman and really doing a great job with her blocking.
Good coverage by Maddie Bickle. It helped Maddie put that one away. At the serving line,
Lindsay Gallegos.
Yep, a defensive specialist. Another block. Might have been one of the adjustments that they talked about between sets.
Which just seems to be working because we got right back to under 3 points at the score, 3-6, due to blocking, which is going to be a key, like I said before, a key component of our defense.
Absolutely, absolutely.
So another great serve from Lindsay.
Yeah.
And does end in a side out to the Mustangs.
And number 7, Shannon Rich, their tall freshman, 6'4" freshman, over the block, having some success with that.
So this is where we really need to capitalize on the side out and make that quick in order to get the control back of the game. Going to Ashley Wells, which was a great angle hit from the outside.
Nice. She stretched nicely. We also got one of the Mustangs in the net, but that was a very nice cross-country hit. Ashley Wells from Grand Junction, her dad, by the way, was a former national USA men's national team player.
I didn't know that. That's fantastic.
Graduate of the University of Southern California a number of years ago, but he also runs a very nice club program up in Grand Junction, giving a whole bunch back to the sport, and gave a whole bunch to Fort Lewis when his daughter came down here, he and his wife, Tammy. Ball back to the Mustangs.
So as the play hits, it looks like there was
Looks like
not
there
a
was a fourth.
contact on
There
that.
wasn't. You're right. Absolutely. Call was 4 contacts. Remember, you only get 3 contacts a side. However, the block does not count as a contact. So if you block the ball, then it comes back onto your side. It's still the first touch after the block that counts as the first touch, not the block.
We had a great hit from the right side of Western New Mexico. Their setter seems to be someone that our middles are going to need to really read as far as where they predict that setter's going to set the ball.
Yeah.
And in that case, they beat the blocker.
That was Bobby Bayer for the Mustangs who put that ball down.
That was a good call. There was a hit from the outside from Mustangs that was, looked to be maybe 28 from the Mustangs. And Jenna Kinzer called that out, which in fact it was. It's a side out to the Skyhawks. Looks like we're starting to do a better job here of getting the Mustangs out of rhythm here a little bit.
That's good. That's one of the things that during the course of that first match they weren't able to do very well or effectively. Mustang side out. Their defensive specialist is at the service line.
Great pass from Kristen. Stefan, who's our number 11 senior middle blocker.
Yeah.
We did have an error as far as hitting outside the antenna on our attack.
Right.
Those type of things are things that we need to eliminate in order to come back at this deficit.
And they are sometimes caused by either errant passing.
That was great defense. Oh, so close to keeping that ball in play.
Jenna gets alarms on a lot of balls, and her teammates not having quite the success tonight that they had last Tuesday, but still playing hard. You know, it's interesting. I asked Kelly Riffalato, Coach Riffalato, what kind of her mantra was this year, and she says goals and accomplishment. Goals is one thing, accomplishments is the other, and it's all predicated on discipline.
It's very, very true.
Yeah, everybody's got to be on the same page, working towards each other.
You know, I think that's something that that athletics has taught me and teaches every athlete is the art of discipline and how you can take that what you learn on the court and take that off the court to what you apply to as far as your professional and personal life.
That's absolutely right. You're absolutely right. It doesn't change.
It does not change. The art of discipline is something to master.
Yep. Anyway, we're about ready to start. About ready to go back into the start of the continuation, I should say, of the second set. Our visiting Mustangs are up 12-6, having won the first set. We will have a halftime of 8-minute duration if you're courtside. Otherwise, you won't notice it too much, but there will be a halftime for the teams to regroup, if you will, as a nice cross-country hit.
That's a good point for us coming outside of our timeout.
Stephanie Sanka, cross-court. Number 13 is at the service line, and that would be Ali Delamico.
And she's a freshman coming in,
another
too.
freshman.
She's done a great job, I think, as I've seen her play. I've been pretty impressed with her energy and skill, what she brings to the team.
Yeah, and she's from Gilbert, Arizona. 6 foot.
Dig by Ali here that kept the ball alive, and looks like that Stephanie Sanka tried to get that ball on the floor on the other side and wasn't successful. But Ashley comes in and makes a great kill.
Yes, she does. That was a great play. Great defense on both sides. Finished off by a terrific cross-court hit by Ashley Wells off a set from Heather Danny.
So we're getting better as far as defending what their Western New Mexico is hitting at us. Still not quite there. We are right under we're right at a 4-point deficit.
Yep.
Making our way back, which is great to see.
Had a substitution for the Mustangs. Ria Thalia Lilili is in.
That was a tough set. and tough hit as a hitter from on our side here.
Yeah, you get a close set. Your setter tries to save you. It's oftentimes into the plane. Tough to wiggle out of that because the blocker is right there working for it, waiting for it.
Looks like we might. Yeah, that was a tough set as well. The blockers of Western New Mexico have really keyed in on Ashley as being one of our offensive guns, as you will. She's very, very well at what she does. Going back to Stephanie Slunk on the backside, Stephanie did end up tipping that ball, and Western New Mexico is there to cover that. We'll have to find something different.
It's interesting, number 7, the big girl, doesn't hit particularly hard, is keeping it in play. Great, soft play.
So
it's not how hard you hit the ball sometimes, it's where you put it.
It's where they put it, and that's one thing that this Western Mexico team seems to be very disciplined and smart about is their ball placement, which is causing our team to be a little out of system, like what I mentioned before.
So it
looks like we need to the team is coming together to regroup here as we're getting a substitution as well.
We got Maddie Bickle back in the game for Steph.
I'm sorry, that's number 6.
Number 6, I'm sorry.
That is going to be
Gladimar Echeverria. Sometimes what you have to do is a little personnel change to change things around, different energy, and I think that's what they did. Took Heather Danny out for a few plays to see if they can't settle things down a bit.
Yeah, Heather's still in the game here. It looks like
maybe they're going to a 6-2 then, which means you have 2 setters on the court.
No, I don't believe so, because we just have Heather in the game here. Stephanie Sonka went out. We just made a hitter transition to see if Gladimar can come in. And I think they refer to her as G, if she can come in and make a difference. We're still having a little bit of struggle as Western Mexico has not giving in to any of our changes here right now.
Little miscommunication in the back row. It's the wheels seem to be coming off a little bit right now. As the Mustangs continue to serve, it is 20 serving 10.
So a lot of unforced errors right now with the team. This is when it's important for these seniors to come in, Jenna come in and really calm these girls down and make a play.
Yep. There's a nice play.
So number 8 again, that is Maddie. She came in and did convert on that point. So now the score is 21-11. Mustangs leading, and Lindsay back to serve.
Yep, Lindsay Gallegos, number 16, back to serve once again. Be nice for a little run here in the second set. The Mustangs having won the first set. Whoa. Hello, number 9. Number 9, Bobby Bayer for the Western New Mexico Mustangs. Put that ball down with authority. Mustangs serving 22-11. Serving a deep ball, catching the local club a little bit, maybe in a little, keeping it kept chest high. It's a tough pass from there. However, we got a nice side out. Score 12-22 with Ashley Wells going to the serving line.
Hit from the outside. That was an off shot, roll shot, what we like refer to, from Western New Mexico. And we converted on that to a kill by
Maddie
14.
Beckel.
So that was a play on that. Western New Mexico came in and gave us what's called a free ball, which is an easy pass over the net, in which we tried to convert to a kill on our side.
Yep, and they call that a slide, where the back set, the middle comes out of the middle and slides over to the right side of the court, expecting a back set. The Mustang blockers were ready for it.
Great serve receive pass. However, our offense just did not convert on this one. We have a substitution coming in for the Skyhawks. Number 2, she's a senior. That's Hannah
Starbuck. And serving for point game, or point set here of the second set. Oh!
That's pretty
perfect.
interesting. Maddie with a tip in the middle.
Yep.
And fell on Western Mexico's court.
Fell into the middle.
Which will take it.
Yep. And Jenna Kinsler back to serve. 14 serving 24. Set point here. One of the few errant passes we've seen, actually. Hit off the antenna. Point Mustang. Point the Skyhawks. Kinsler serving once again.
That's a great eye on our defense as far as Jenna's serve and the hit coming from Western New Mexico. That ball was out, and we did let that play.
Yeah.
So point 16 to 24.
And we had the libero came back in to pass for the visitors.
Free ball to the Skyhawks, set to the outside. Hit from Hannah Starbuck, couldn't quite convert yet. And another error from Western New Mexico, which is great to see because this is what we're forcing them to make.
Right. You know, whether the Skyhawks come back and win this set or not, this fact that they're making a run here at the end of this second set bodes well for the start of the third set.
Absolutely.
And that was an ace serve by Jenna Kinsler.
Absolutely. This is a time where this team, the Skyhawks, come back and give this team, the Western Mexico, a battle.
We're going to take a quick commercial break and be right back. Stay tuned to IDTV Channel 15, your official channel of Fort Lewis Skyhawks volleyball.
Today, Dad's moving into Sunshine Garden.
We're all really excited.
You sure are a hit around here. Woo!
And once he's settled in, I'm sure he'll come out of his shell.
I hear they even have a happy hour. How about that?
Well, I think he's going to like it here just fine.
You know, honey, I think you're right.
Hey, welcome back to Fort Lewis College. Having this RMAC volleyball match between the Fort Lewis Skyhawks and the Western New Mexico Mustangs. Got a run going, 18-24 for the Skyhawks. And block long, end of set number 2. The teams will change sides and we will take go to a halftime break here.
Visit the scenic town of Silverton and take a Jeep tour through the heart of the majestic San Juan Mountains with San Juan Backcountry Tours. Visitors can get behind the wheel and explore the mountain roads on their own, or sit back on guided tours that take you through the rich history of the area, including the ghost town Animas Forks. You can rent a Jeep, ATV, dirt bike, or we can take you on a guided tour in one of our open-top Suburbans. Enjoy the spectacular scenery from 9,000 feet all the way to 13,000 feet in elevation. The San Juans have many scenic routes and four-wheel drive passes to explore, and our experienced staff can provide maps and suggest the best routes to get you where you want to go. We guarantee you a fun and memorable experience. Come explore the historic sights and beautiful scenery of the San Juan Mountains at San Juan Backcountry Tours. The Sporting News Grill at the new Holiday Inn and Suites of Durango is now open for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, featuring a full-service restaurant and bar with 11 HD TVs. It's a great venue for family and sports fanatics alike. The Sporting News Grill. Stop in and let us show you our game face. Inside Durango TV is locally produced by Fast Forward Media.
It's time for rejuvenation with luxurious healing waters, breathtaking views, and lavish spa treatments at the Springs Resort and Spa in Pagosa Springs. Stay at the new Ecolux Hotel and enjoy 24-hour access to our 23 unique pools by the river. Indoors, relax in the hotel and enjoy therapeutic services at the spa. It's time for rejuvenation at the Springs Resort and Spa in Pagosa Springs.
Today, Dad's moving into Sunshine Gardens.
We're all really excited.
You sure are a hit around here. Woo!
And once he's settled in, I'm sure he'll come out of his shell.
I hear they even have a happy hour. How about that?
Well, I think he's going to like it here just fine.
You know, honey, I think you're right.
Come check out what's new at the Ute Mountain Casino Hotel and Resort. We now have single and double deck blackjack games. Enjoy our King of the Cage boxing events year-round at our events center. If you're on the go, take a break at the new Ute Mountain Travel Center. With our valet service, you can arrive in style and get right into the action. Visit us for our Saturday prime rib buffet and our seafood buffet on Fridays. With the largest gaming floor in the area, Ute Mountain Casino Hotel and Resort has all the great games you love to play.
Fort Lewis likes to buck the status quo a bit, and the student body culture is very independent. Forces you to be an independent thinker, enables you and engenders you to be an independent thinker. And that's required a lot when you're in startup mode. You have to make a lot of decisions that you didn't know you had to make the day before you make them, right? And so you've got to think on your feet and really react to the environment that you're in. And the Fort Lewis curriculum almost always had heavy emphasis on collaborating with other students and faculty in the process of learning or in the process of doing your work. And that helps a lot because leadership today is a very complex job. And certainly in technology, as fast as things are moving, you need a lot of input.
It's full steam ahead at the Durango and Silverton Narrow Gauge Railroad. Enjoy a historic trip through southwest Colorado's rich scenery with daily train excursions through the spectacular San Juan Mountains. See the world-famous 400-foot drop at the High Line. Relax as you chug along the Upper Animas River and spend an afternoon in the historic mining town of Silverton. Stop by the depot or call 247-2733. Get more information on our website at durangotrain.com.
Hey, welcome back to Fort Lewis College for this Rocky Mountain Athletic Conference women's volleyball match between Western New Mexico Mustangs and the Fort Lewis College Skyhawks. I'm here with Catherine Summerall, and it's been a bit of a disappointment so far for the locals, the home team. They've run against a pretty good team. The standings in the Rocky Mountain Athletic Conference coming into tonight's match had the Western New Mexico Mustangs in second place overall with a overall record of 12-4, or I beg your pardon, a conference record of 12-4, an overall record of 20-5, and our local Skyhawks is sitting in about 8th place with an 8-8 conference record at 500 and an 816 overall. They stubbed their toe a little bit during the beginning of the season, acclimating new players, new coach who only had 14 days to get her crew together. And I want to give acknowledgement to the coaching staff of the local Skyhawks. Head coach, of course, is Kelly Riffalato, who enjoyed an outstanding career as the head coach at Bayfield High School. Their assistant coaches this year are Temple Levings, a former player, who, Catherine, I think you played with.
I did play with Temple. She's a really good friend and a great defensive player.
Additionally, Stephanie Lathrop, who came over from the previous administration, was also a player here at the college.
Yes.
Tessa Andrews is an assistant coach, a local gal from the Durango High School, all-state player who went on, by the way, and had an outstanding career at Mesa after a freshman year over at Northern Arizona.
She did great. It was really fun to play against her when it was back in those days, and she was a true asset, someone to watch out for at Mesa.
And left-handed as well, which doesn't hurt in this game. And finally, their strength and conditioning coach is Sarah Humphrey Arias. She's
a great person, good community involvement.
And she was a terrific player. She played at Durango High School on a team that got second in the state back in '94.
She went to play at Mesa as well.
Yep.
So really fun win against Mesa on Tuesday night for the Skyhawks and our coaching staff.
Well, we appreciate the work that they do, and this team struggled the first half of the season. They made some nice strides. They running into a pretty tough team tonight with the Mustangs, who will start serving.
I'm excited to see what they're going to come back on this third game, and really optimistic and have them come out here and battle back on their home court. So,
what kind of things would Coach Riffalato have to say during the halftime? Just let that all go behind you. You can't do anything about it, and let's move ahead. Get back into our game plan.
I mean, that's the reality of it. And really, it's get back to our game plan is the big key.
Yeah,
we need to take a little bit more control of the game. The game is going by pretty fast here, and we're off to the start of the third set.
Well, volleyball is a game where you have to have a short memory. You can't dwell on anything that just happened. Nice block, nice hit off the block.
It was a back row attack, meaning that Ashley Wells is in the back row. She did make an offensive hit without passing what's called the 10-foot line. It's a legal attack.
That is the line that you see just back from the net, 10 feet or 3 meters.
That was a good dig.
Unfortunate. I had one of the blockers, number 11, in the net for the Skyhawks.
So that means a point to the Mustangs. We're 1-1.
Yep.
And serve by number 10 of the Mustangs.
And that is Alicia Mahak.
Good pass by number 11, Kristen Steffen.
You know, they've tried that dump on the setter a couple of times. It hasn't fooled them very much here at this point.
Not the short, in the middle type of dump, which means that the setter takes that ball over on the second ball.
Right.
But I think if they tried to do a longer to the perimeter of the court, that might just throw off the Mustangs a little bit more.
Starbuck in the game now for the Skyhawks.
Allie, freshman, number 13, is back to serve.
Okay.
Great serve there. Good pass by the receiving Mustangs and a kill by their outside, number 3.
Number 3, that's Rhea Fela Alili. Say that 10 times.
That's a tough one.
Fela Alili.
Receiving again, great pass. Good offensive play by the Skyhawks.
Oh, mishandled ball, a little bit short on the attempt to take the ball over anyway. We're sitting here with the home having the first lead of the match at 3-2 here in set 3.
Great to see.
Yes, it is.
Steffen with the serve, and it was
off the antenna.
By Western New Mexico. So that's another point. Kristen Steffen is back to serve again, representing my old number 11.
There you go. The game has changed a bit. When you were playing, we were talking about it during our break. They played 30-point games and called them games then, and they're now called sets, and they play 25-point sets, at least in the first 4 of a 5, best 3 out of 5. Several other changes. The rally scoring, of course, has made a huge difference. Rally scoring is every time the ball is served, there's a point made by one team or the other. The referee will signal the ball to the side that wins the point, and then the ball will go over there to be served.
So we have a serve by the libero of Western New Mexico, and great tip by Stephanie Sanka to the perimeter of the court, which I think will really throw off the Mustangs. Ball still in play, and
There it
same
is.
point. There's the tip again. Glad that they're making that adjustment, because Western New Mexico's defense is playing the inside of the court and leaving those perimeters open and vulnerable.
The deep tip. Having more success going deep than short. They haven't had much success with the short one yet. Still serving at 5-3, the Skyhawks. No question about that one. That
was a
nice
great
hit.
from number 3 from the out. No, I'm sorry, number 9.
Yes, that would be
Bobby Bayer.
Bobby Bayer, the senior outside hitter from Granby, Colorado. The 5-foot defensive specialist, number 4, just serving the ball for the Mustangs. Comes in strictly across the back row. That would be Kyler Amai. Kyler is a defensive specialist, 5 feet tall, a sophomore.
So we're back to a 5-5 score. And great pass by Jenna, and a good kill that will work to make the score 6-5. Skyhawks lead.
You know, the game still gets down to the basics, doesn't it? You got to pass the ball to get a set. You got to get a set to make a hit.
And sometimes, those points aren't pretty, but we'll take them.
Absolutely.
So good attack there by number 9 from Bobby Bayer from Western New Mexico.
Ashley Wells made a great dig, and Hannah Starbuck made a nice set off something that came out of the lights, and a little long on the hit, but a nice effort. The Mustangs still serving here in set number 3, tied at 6-6. Starbuck.
Good call there.
Change of pace.
By
Nice
number
change.
2. Again, we're starting to make some changes that we didn't make those first 2 games, and it's coming into that 7-6 lead now.
Right. Hannah Starbuck, a senior, in the lineup right now, and doing a nice job.
Great serve by Jenna. Good received pass by Western New Mexico.
Oh, boy.
And a pretty off shot by Western Mexico, which did find the court on our side.
You live by the sword, you die by the sword. That was a tip or a roll shot into the middle of the court. People looking at each other thinking maybe somebody else is going to take it, and it drops for a point. 7-7 tie here in set 3. Oh, our setter here, Heather Danny, called for a double contact on the set. The ball handling has loosened up considerably in the years since I've played, and certainly even in the years that you have played. Got to be pretty. It could be pretty wide open.
Yes.
They allow overhand passing of serves, and it can be really ugly, and it can still be legal in the interpretation that they're playing with now. The mantra internationally is "let the ball fly, let it play." Nobody wants to come and watch the referee blow their whistle the whole night.
So we're having a little bit of trouble here on the serve receive, trying to get reconfigured here in our defense. Jenna's doing a great job leading that team in the defense, and great kill by Hannah. She really came out and made a power hit to that corner
and it hit with some authority. She hit some with authority as well. That was a nice place by Hannah.
It's good to see her in the game. I think that she does have a lot to bring to that front line.
She's a senior and brings some stability perhaps when she comes in off the bench.
So that was a service error that was very close to that line on the other side of the court. It's now 10-8. Western New Mexico is ahead by 2.
And they serve.
Again, a little bit of trouble here on this serve receive that's causing us to get a little out of system.
Yep.
That's something that we're going to end up taking a timeout on to probably discuss.
Yep, you're absolutely right. And
we're going to go ahead and toss it.
we're going to take a quick commercial break and be right back. Stay tuned to IDTV Channel 15, your official channel of Fort Lewis Skyhawks volleyball.
Now, what's new at the Ute Mountain Casino Hotel and Resort? We now have single and double deck blackjack games. Enjoy our King of the Cage boxing events year-round at our events center. If you're on the go, take a break at the new Ute Mountain Travel Center. With our valet service, you can arrive in style and get right into the action. Visit us for our Saturday prime rib buffet and our seafood buffet on Fridays. With the largest gaming floor in the area, Ute Mountain Casino Hotel and Resort has all the great games you love to play.
Hey, welcome back to Fort Lewis College for this RMAC, Rocky Mountain Athletic Conference women's volleyball matchup between Western New Mexico and the Fort Lewis Skyhawks. Western New Mexico leading set 3, having won the first 2 sets, rather convincingly, I must say.
So we're battling here, rally. It looks like we're getting a free ball from Western New Mexico, and we can hopefully convert here. Going back to Stephanie Slanka, and that ball is in. That was a great kill by Stephanie. Much needed.
Much needed side out, 9-11.
So we have 13, Allie, she's freshman, back at the service line.
Ali Deliamico.
Close ball there. That ball did float out of the court. That caused the point. So now score is 12-9.
Getting back to that rally scoring, every time the ball is served, it's important because every time somebody is going to get a point. Unlike the old game that some of our viewers might remember, that you had to serve to get a point called a...
That was before my day.
I'm dating myself, I guess. It's called side-out volleyball is what they referred to that. You had to serve to make the point.
So here we go, attack from Western New Mexico on the outside, and there was an error on their part. It came off our block. That means that we're serving now.
Yep.
11-12, we're closing that gap.
Number 11, our server. It's interesting approach to the serving line. She starts outside the back line and then moves in and jump serves. Scramble play here, outside the antenna as it crossed the net for a point for the Skyhawks. This be Kristen Steffen serving. She has a little wiggle in her serve as it crosses the net, going cross court from left to right.
I could have seen that coming. It looked like that was a great set by Western New Mexico to their back right side hitter, and our block was just not prepared for that.
Now when that happens, the blocking team, in this case Fort Lewis, needs to delay the block just a little bit because the hit is being hit from further back from the net. I'm sure they've talked about that a lot. The setter goes up, dumps the ball, or tips the ball, I should say.
And what a lot of people don't realize too is that setter can be an offensive threat to the team. And pointing case with that kill right there by the setter of Western New Mexico.
Absolutely.
Good kill by number 12, our Ashley Wells.
Ashley Wells once again.
Powered through our block, and that caused a point for us. And we're down by 1 at 14-13.
It's good to see the hitters still swinging. You know, the old adage, the hitters are out there to hit the ball, and the setter's attitude is, if I put the ball up, swing and hit the ball. Will you hurt somebody? Off the hands of the block and out.
late on that block to defend the outside hit from Western New Mexico, and did cause what we refer to as a tool, where the outside for that ball does go off her hands and out of bounds.
Yeah, and Shyler Ima is back to serve once again. Got a net violation on the Mustang, so we put Ashley Wells to the serving line. Score 14 for the home team serving, 15 for the visiting group from Western New Mexico. Unfortunate. Unfortunate is right. It went into the lights. It can be played off the lights above the court, came down in a difficult angle, surprised, and caught and kind of laid on the arm of the player that hit the ball.
Number 9 just went out of the game from Western New Mexico in her rotation, but she's really becoming a threat that the Skyhawks will need to.
That's Bobby Bayer.
Stop it. Great pancake action, and I'll tell you what a pancake is in just 1 second. Pancake from number 16 is a palm flat on the floor, to defend the ball from keeping it from actually hitting the ground.
It's a last kind of ditch thing.
Last minute defensive move that you can make.
Right. If you're low to the ground and you get your hand down and the ball hits and comes up off the hand, it's a tough call as an official to make as well, because part of the ball may be on the floor. So, but it's a terrific and an exciting defensive play. As a matter of fact, the defensive side of volleyball is really exciting. I mean, people ooh and ah at a heavy hit. They really go a little nutty when somebody comes up with a terrific dig if something hit 60 miles or 80 miles an hour at them.
Yep, defense keeps the game alive, and that's absolutely where points are to be had is a good defensive team.
Absolutely. Defense keeps you in the game, and it's frustrating to a good, powerful offensive team to play against good defensive teams, because they either get blocked or they get dug in balls that they don't ordinarily get picked up defensively. So, well, the Mustangs have a 17-14 lead here. It's time for the local Skyhawk group needs to come out, fire up here, and see if they can't get themselves a couple of points, get back into this game right now to carry us into a fourth set. We're
very much in this game. I think they're definitely come out with some improvements and some adjustments made. We just really got to keep the consistency.
Yep, good. Starts with good passing,
which is something that we might be struggling with here in a little bit.
Yeah, deep hit, went long. Starts with a pass, as we were indicating earlier on. You got to pass to the spot, let the setter run the plays, whether it be the middle, back, or outside.
So this is more of a difficult ball to pass, but it does look like we've had a service error from the Mustangs, so that will convert, and we will now have Jenna Kinzer back at the line, and she serves a mean floater ball.
Let's see if she can gain a couple of points here and get some help from the front line of the Skyhawks. Good blocking rotation. Let's see.
Oh,
ball up.
Close.
Oh, got a net violation. Oh, looks like we're gonna have a replay. I think we got.
Man, that was kind of an unfortunate blow of the whistle, because
yes, it was.
We really were defending a great ball, and it was gonna be a good point for us. However, that happens.
Yeah, what happens in it's called what we call an inadvertent whistle. So they do a replay, let the players on the court determine the outcome. And you're right, it was an unfortunate happenstance for the locals, because they were setting themselves up for an attack on the ball. Oh. Hate it when that happens.
Yeah, it's hard. What happened here was there was a middle set coming in with Kristen Steffen and number 5, Heather. And Heather and Kristen just overset that ball, whether it was the error of the hitter or the error of the setter. It's hard to tell.
Yeah.
But either way.
Just a little bit of miscommunication. Got a mishandled ball on the setter.
We're really very much in this game. We really need to come back here and get a good pass, which we did achieve. And going out to Hannah with an almost kill. They've really kept this ball alive. Still rallying here again to Hannah Starbuck. These are the plays that they need to keep in play.
You know, we talked about it before. The visiting club is real disciplined on their court position, and they made 2 fine defensive plays on some terrific attacks. And the Mustangs continue to serve 21-15. Hannah Starbuck still swinging away.
She's going to have to find something different as that outside hitter, where she's hitting straight to that same defender.
There you go. A little change up there. Kristen Steffen putting the ball away from the right side that time. You call it. Needed to do a little something different than throwing it out to the left side there, and they did.
I think our outsides and our hitters really need to start utilizing the line shot versus a cross-court hit.
The action speaking for itself. Ball hit out.
By Western New Mexico, that was from number 2. We're still at the service line with Heather, number 5, our setter. Kristen up at the front row leading our defense as the block.
Hello. That's that deep tip got caught. We caught them a couple of times. It's a great play, off speed, and Pulu, who is a
Pretty
terrific.
tough to defend on
Yeah,
that.
well, it's tough to defend, especially when Pulu has demonstrated she's going to hit the ball hard, and then a full-on change of pace.
Great kill by Hannah. We needed that. The score is now 18-22.
And she's been substituted out, and our new player here.
Number 13. That's Allie back in the back row.
That's Ali Delamico for the local club.
Hitting air from Western New Mexico. We really need to capitalize on this and make a run here.
Went long. 19-22. Getting close. Keep the serve tough.
Good dig by Jenna from that middle blocker. Oh, that's unfortunate. The block from Western New Mexico did find its way back into our side of the court.
Yep, and Pulu, who's there outside, ordinarily on the left side, did not rotate back over to the left side and was the blocker on that right side that was instrumental in that key block there that fell on the line.
Great kill by Stephanie. It really keeps us in the game here, 20-23. And
Still
we
in the
do
game.
have number 9 back in Western New Mexico, who I can almost guarantee you that ball is going to go to.
Absolutely. And number 11, that's Kristen Steffen serving. Well, actually, that was it looked like a foot fault to me, which is number 3 stepped on that line before hitting the ball, but...
wow, this game has gone by really fast.
Uh-oh.
The whole match has gone by pretty fast. We're now at game point 2, Western New Mexico.
Well, and set point, match point.
Match point. Libero from New Mexico serving 24-20. Great pass. And hit from Sanka. And ball still in play, and that was game.
That was number 3 of, would be Rhea Vela Lili, ending the match here between the Western New Mexico Mustangs and the Fort Lewis College Skyhawks. I think they're probably a little disappointed. We're going to have an opportunity, I think, to speak with Coach Riffolato. Congratulations to the Western group. I wanted to mention, we didn't get a chance to mention it early on, they had a match last evening at Mesa, and we're traveling down from Grand Junction today. The bus had a blown tire up on Red Mountain, up near Molas Pass, and spent the better part of the afternoon getting themselves brought down here on vans sent up by the Skyhawk athletic department. So they've had a difficult afternoon. They seem to have shaken it off pretty well and played a nice match. Not totally unexpected. I think I think you're right. The pace is always important. A disciplined senior, a little more experienced team perhaps. Still a lot of promise in the Skyhawks. I know Coach Riffolato, in visiting with her this morning at her practice, is quite enthusiastic about the improvements that have been made and the fact that the team has been coming together late in the season. And they'll play again next weekend, both a Friday and Saturday night match. We invite the entire community to come out and support the team. They'll have senior night, I'm sure, one night, which you can recall from your days.
Oh, I do. That's pretty interesting.
Now,
a lot of memories are made, that's for sure.
Well, you mentioned during one of the breaks that you have stayed in the Durango area. You originally, tell us a little bit about your background and what's keeping you here.
Sure. So I'm originally from Austin, and my family used to vacation here when I was younger, and I actually never knew there was a college until I came and started that recruiting process. And I came to play volleyball here in 2006, and have since stayed in Durango. It's a really great place to live. I've started a career in real estate, as I mentioned earlier, and it's really nice to be able to be a resource for student athletes and their families as they relocate to Durango, being that I can truly relate to what it's like to uproot and develop a new home in Durango, Colorado. So I enjoy that part. I sure enjoy working with the community in that respect.
Good on you, and congratulations on your career here. And thank you, Catherine Summerall, so very much for joining us here this evening. And my name is Jim Graham. We're going to turn this back over, reminding you that we have been. Stay tuned now for a follow-up post conversation with Coach Riffolato, hopefully, and maybe a couple of players. But stay tuned to ID TV Channel 15, your official channel for Fort Lewis Skyhawks athletics.
Inside Durango TV is locally produced by Fastboard Media.
It's time for rejuvenation with luxurious healing waters, breathtaking views, and lavish spa treatments at the Springs Resort and Spa in Pagosa Springs. Stay at the new Ecolux Hotel and enjoy 24-hour access to our 23 unique pools by the river. Indoors, relax in the hotel and enjoy therapeutic services at the spa. It's time for rejuvenation at the Springs Resort and Spa in Pagosa Springs.
Today, Dad's moving into Sunshine Gardens.
We're all really excited.
You sure are a hit around here. Woo!
And once he's settled in, I'm sure he'll come out of his shell.
I hear they even have a happy hour. How about that?
Oh, I think he's going to like it here just fine.
You know, honey, I think you're right.
Come check out what's new at the Ute Mountain Casino Hotel and Resort. We now have single and double deck blackjack games. Enjoy our King of the Cage boxing events year-round at our event center. If you're on the go, take a break at the new Ute Mountain Travel Center. With our valet service, you can arrive in style and get right into the action. Visit us for our Saturday prime rib buffet and our seafood buffet on Fridays. With the largest gaming floor in the area, Ute Mountain Casino Hotel and Resort has all the great games you love to play.